Welcome back. Now let's meet a true pioneer in local television journalism, Phoebe Chongchua, who was one of the first Asian female TV news journalists and news anchors in San Diego. Today, Phoebe shares with us how she has successfully transformed her journalist talents and passion for fitness and business sense into becoming a multimedia brand journalist. Her popular videos and podcasts not only help small businesses improve their brand awareness and bottom line, but they can benefit your health's bottom line as well.
I grew up very American with some of the Buddhist knowledge and understanding of the Thai culture, which I try to keep with me today. So all of this led me down a path of, watching a lot of TV, as the American way was. And one of the things I gravitated toward was the news, surprisingly, like Good Morning America. And, you had Joan London at the time, you had Barbara Walters, you had basically blonde women. And then a little later, you had Connie Chung, which was really remarkable to see an Asian face in the news. This led me to want to become a journalist, and storytelling was always at the heart of it. So I started clacking away on this typewriter, this very old school typewriter that my mom had given me, and I wrote this whole story that was a murder mystery, and that kind of created this interest in storytelling. And then as I got into high school, I got introduced to programs, both speech communication, and I competed on teams there, and then a program that was put on actually by the California Chicano News Media Association, and they worked in conjunction with KNSD at the time, Channel 39, and I became a reporter and an anchor for that over one of my summers in high school, which led me to San Diego State, to majoring in communication there. As luck would have it and hard work would have it, I ended up getting a position at Channel 10, and I spent the majority of my broadcasting career there. One of the stories that comes to mind is when I first sat down with the news director, and he calls me into his office, and I'm getting this position, with ABC, which at the time dominated the marketplace in news. And he asked me, "What are we going to do about your name?" And I just looked at him and I didn't understand, I'm like 20 years old. What do you mean? What are we gonna do about my name? My dad, remember, came to the US. He's living in San Diego at the time. Sadly, he's since passed, but I said, my dad would kill me if I changed my name. I was still living at home, I might not be able to go home. So, the news director smiled and he said, all right, I like it, we'll keep it. And that was kind of the first time I'd ever really thought about, my name and maybe the color of my skin and the ethnicity. And wow, I knew the name Phoebe Chongchua was difficult. I mean, Phoebe alone, nobody had heard of that name either. So it was really a doozy, but I feel so strongly about being connected to the Thai culture in particular, but when you are Asian American or any ethnicity and you're half or you're full, you need to stay connected to those roots to tell that story, and that perspective really can only come from you. You have a brand you want people to know about. You wonder, how do I reach my target audience? Do I produce something sad, funny, heartwarming? Where do I begin? So brand journalism is basically journalistic storytelling for and behalf of a corporation, a brand, a business. What we do is we work as journalists, bringing that skill set mixed together with a marketing skill set to tell a story that's really consumer-centric. But you're not doing it from the sales side of it, which is, all about, here are the benefits, here are the features. Now do you want to buy my product? You're doing it from a perspective of saying, this is the why behind what I do, and the why is so much more important than the what. As a brand journalist and a consultant for brands, I help them build remarkable brands that connect with their consumers. And the way I do this is obviously through brand journalism and storytelling. But another thing that I love to do and that offers real value to my audience is I'm a podcaster. So I do a show called The Brand Journalism Advantage, which can be found in iTunes or at thinklikeajournalist.com. And that focuses on social media, entrepreneurship, how to tell your brand story, how to get more attention on your business. And I interview people from all around the globe. So on a given day, I could be taping 8 shows, and I could be talking to someone in Switzerland, someone in San Diego, someone in Mexico, someone in Australia. I love the beauty of being able to do that without ever stepping foot outside my home. And that show offers real value to brands in particular, anybody who wants to brand themselves. The other thing that I'm really heavily involved in is I'm certified in yoga as a teacher, and I'm very big in the fitness world. So when I was with Channel 10, I did a show called Keep Fit with Phoebe. Today, I run the plantbaseddiet.com and the Plant-Based Diet TV on YouTube.
We are at a farmer's market in Del Mar, and I just love farmer's markets. They're starting to pop up all over the place. In fact, there's dozens in San Diego County, so you're likely to find one. You can check it out on the Plant-Based Diet for more information. But what I love about them, especially this one, is this is a nonprofit, so it actually gives back to the community of Del Mar.
I became certified in plant-based nutrition through Cornell University and the T. Colin Campbell Foundation, which is part of the documentary they produced called Forks Over Knives. So I have a huge passion for that, and I think that if we can encourage people to eat more plant-based, we'll have a healthier world. And part of that is taking a challenge called the plantbasedchallenge.com to get 1 million people. I'm a little bit far from it right now. I have about 300 people on my petition, and that is strictly to just make sure people know about it and get healthier foods into hospitals and, schools and all around the globe. You have to recognize that you only have one life, and you have to live it to the fullest. So today, there are so many options. You can take your smartphone and record a video and source it to YouTube or Vimeo and become the next great YouTube star. Or more important, you can be taking that video and that cause, like what I'm doing with the plant-based diet, and taking that challenge and saying, sign up, sign our petition at taketheplantbasedchallenge.com and just make the world a better place. It's up to you. Your story is within you. I'm Phoebe Chongchua, and this is my voice.